I believe that Turbo reaching the price of 50 cents during this bull run is not crazy whatsoever. And even though that's not financial advice, nor definitely not a guarantee, here's the thing. Sometimes people like to say that, oh yeah, Turbo is a very bad meme coin, but I completely disagree. I mean, what is their category for something revolutionary? Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Book a Meme, Pepe, and don't get me wrong, they're pretty good, but when it comes to Turbo, it just takes things to a whole another level. Because after all, it's a meme coin created by AI. This is so genius in my opinion. I mean, pretty much, this is kind of like the pioneer when it comes to this. Because let's face it, every meme coin kind of feels like the same. Kind of feels like the same old caca, but of course, we need something that's a little bit different. We need something like Turbo, a meme coin that is created by AI. And some people out there seem to think that, oh yeah, when it comes to Turbo, it's complete trash because exposure is terrible. Well, that's not true. Listed on something like Binance, listed on something like KuCoin. Binance has over 200 million users. I mean, this is very impressive stuff right here. So when people like to say that, oh, Turbo is a very trashy meme coin, I disagree. It's up and coming. It's not the biggest out there, but I think it's heading in the right direction. And unlike Dogecoin or like, Shiba Inu or like a Pepe, it hasn't become a dinosaur yet, because here's the thing. You take a look at Turbo, as of right now, market cap is still relatively low. If it were to go to the price of 50 cents, considering current circulating supply, market cap at that point would be around $33 billion. That's still around a 50x from here. So you got to imagine that. There's still some room for growth there. And you take a look at how that market cap isn't too bad. Shiba Inu reached around 40 billion, Dogecoin reached over 80 billion. So this isn't too insane. At least that's the way I view it. And what did I say when Turbo had that pullback? I said I was going to still buy. I still said I wasn't going to give up because I believed in the future of Turbo. And I've been saying this whole time that pullbacks are going to happen along the way. It's only natural. You take a look at Bitcoin. Was it a straight shot all the way up to, over 80 grand? No. There was many pullbacks along the way, multiple bear markets. But again, the general direction is upwards. And when I take a look at Turbo, it's pretty much done that. Now, at a very short time frame, I would say, but still, you take a look at the journey, wasn't necessarily smooth sailing, but still, the general direction is positive. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes people like to say that, oh yeah, there's too many competitors when it comes to Turbo. Well, there is, because there's so many meme coins, but very rarely do we see something this unique, and it's needed in the world of cryptocurrencies. But here's the thing. A meme coin can't attack the angle of a good use case. It's just pointless, in my opinion, because a meme coin isn't expected to have a good use case. That's like trying to judge like an NBA player's abilities on his ability to, let's say, paint or do something random like that, right? It's not related to what they're supposed to do. It's much like a meme coin. Yeah, sure, having a good use case could add a unique and cool factor, but it's not necessary. But when it comes to Turbo, they understand that and they're like, okay, how can we differentiate ourselves? That's by being a meme coin created by AI. And I've been saying this whole time that the hype for AI is going to jump back in again. And it is. And it's just going to get better from here on out. Not to mention, the hype for meme coins, I've been saying the whole time, it's going to jump back in again. And it did. Do you remember, like early in September, when Turbo wasn't doing that well? And I've been saying, hey, Turbo is going to do okay, all this type of stuff. Everyone was saying, oh yeah, it's trash, it's caca, but I can't say I told you so, but hypothetically, I told you so. But even besides that point, you got to think about how legendary this bull run could be. There is currently over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research. Now, at first glance, this may seem kind of like bad because people are like, okay, that's not even 10% of the world's population. What do you mean that's impressive? Given some perspective, it's actually very amazing because during the peak of the 2021 bull run, at that time, there was roughly only around 300 million crypto owners. And yet still, even despite that, we saw SHIB perform that well. We saw Dogecoin perform that well. We saw the whole crypto space overall perform so amazing. Now, granted, there was less competitors back then, but still, there was way less crypto owners, and yet we still saw that much action. Imagine as of right now, again, according to Crypto.com research, we practically have double the amount of crypto owners when compared to back then. This bull run is going to be so legendary, hypothetically, and we're already seeing signs of that. Bitcoin is indicating that it could very well exceed way beyond $100,000, and reaching the price of $150,000 during this bull run, that wouldn't be crazy whatsoever to me. I mean, you got to consider the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF, the number of institutional investors, the amount of enterprise adoption. It's just through the roof. And as the old saying goes, a high tide raises all ships, meaning that if Bitcoin does well, if altcoins do well, I think it's only fair to assume that Turbo is going to go along with the ride. And I just don't see why not, right? Community is A+. They're very passionate. The amount of holders is very fantastic. So when it comes to Turbo, I'm not going to give up, and I won't give up because I think it's that special. Turbo, there's many times where it kind of removed all the paper hats, right? The people who didn't really believe in it, but I just diamond-handed the whole thing, through the dips, all that type of stuff. I kept holding because I still believe in Turbo. I haven't sold any, and I don't plan to anytime soon because I still believe that the bull run is far from over. There's still some time. So I'm not panicking as of right now. I'm not saying, oh, wow, when it comes to Turbo, Bitcoin broke a new all-time high. Why isn't Turbo at the price of, 20 cents? No, I'm not panicking because I still think that the race is far from over. And in the world of cryptocurrencies, it's more of a marathon. It's not a sprint. Some people out there, they want to day trade, use leverage or swing trade, but that's not me because what I like to do is just keep things very simple. I mean, it's not rocket science. Literally anyone can copy this, even though I'm not telling anyone to do that. It's not financial advice, but anytime an income, I'm acquiring, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting. That's it. Because that way, if the price dips, I'll still be able to accumulate more because I never went all in. But if the price pumps, then I don't miss out on the pump. And that right there is why I really like dollar cost averaging. I'm just keeping things simple, not overcomplicating things and just focusing more so on believing on the project as opposed to focusing on some random price movements. I'm not going to draw, random underwear on a price chart, draw a random triangle and be like, hey, yeah, use like 69x leverage. You got a short, you got a long. That's not my style. Again, I just believe in something, acquire, hold, and I just wait because that's it. It's literally that simple. Now, is Turbo going to be the best performing meme coin out there during this bull run from this point forward? I don't think so, because there's going to be many microcaps out there, in my opinion, that could very well defeat it. But it doesn't matter to me because I'm looking for a meme coin that's not too small, where the risk is too high because I'm not looking for a microcap. But then at the same time, I'm not looking for a Shiba, or Dogecoin where the room for growth is terrible. I'm looking for that happy balance in between, if that makes sense. Not too big, but not way too small either. So that's what I really like about it. And again, 50 cents, that's around a 50x from here. In my opinion, anything over a 10x is a big bonus for me. So I don't really need like a 1000x, for instance. I mean, of course, that'd be great, but I'm not willing to take that risk and just go all in on like a microcap, That's not my style. That's not my vibe. That's not what I like to do. I just like to keep things somewhat safe in a sense. I'm not saying that there's no risk because, of course, there's always going to be risk with something like cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, not financial advice. But a way of kind of minimizing that, but at the same time still looking for a good upside is by looking, for me at least, for these projects that are up and coming, that have a proven community, that are quite essentially battle tested, quote unquote, but then not way too small, but then not way too big either, if that makes sense, right? That's why I like projects like ICP, HBAR, right? You take a look at Jasmy, you take a look at Quant, for instance. I mean, of course, I talk about many projects, but I'm very bullish on these type of projects that aren't necessarily, too massive, but not too small either. And I think that Turbo perfectly fits that bill. It's a unique meme coin. It's an interesting meme coin. And I think this bull run could be so amazing. So at the price of 50 cents, really wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think it's that fantastic. And I think that this bull run could be that amazing. But it's just a waiting game. I get it. It's a little bit boring, but it is what it is. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Mali the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.